welcome to another episode of the Tip Balls Podcast. I am your host, Sam Randazzo. It is, it's 8 p.m. on Wednesday, on schedule release day. So we are here with you guys live to go over all the primetime games, break down the Lions schedule, give it all to you guys as it is happening. We are going to cut to Twitter at some points to show you guys some of the team's schedule release videos as they come out. We have a few games that came out over the last couple days to talk about. We've got a lot of shit going on. We're not going to waste your guys' time with Tip Meets today because, as I said, this stuff is going to happen in real time. To my right, it is the one and only Uncle Sam.
Hello.
And to my left, it is none other than our very own Mr. Zolo, Mike Palazzolo.
How's it going?
Whoa. And behind the computer, hopefully navigating everything correctly today, it is Bruce, the tugboat. Venditti.
How you doing?
Welcome. Welcome. You could be watching NFL Network right now, or you could be refreshing your Instagram feed to try and see the schedule come out. But if you are here with us, we are very happy about that because there's no better place to be. First and foremost, game number 1 came out yesterday. It is an AFC Championship rematch at Arrowhead between the Ravens and the Chiefs, Thursday Night Football. Are we tired of seeing the Chiefs in primetime? Did we want this game? I want to hear what you guys think real quick because there's already been a lot of talk about this.
Go first, Uncle Sam.
I think it's good. They open up. I'd like to see that. One of those teams are going to be behind the 8 ball early.
I know what you're saying. I know what you're alluding to. So first things first, that's 1A and 1B in the AFC. Though I think one of those two teams is probably going to go to the Super Bowl. But there's still fatigue from that matchup. There's still fatigue from Chiefs Ravens. Like we just saw it. So what makes it enticing to see it again? You know, like I feel like they could have gotten more creative with who they like last year. No fatigue seeing the Lions open up in Kansas City.
No,
everyone
whatsoever.
wanted to see that.
Correct.
Whereas this year, yeah, there's a lot of fatigue when you think about it. And I feel like the Chiefs and Texans play, right?
Yes, they do. They do play this game.
That would have been a good one.
Yeah,
I think they could have did
nice
better.
Opener.
Or you get, I know they would have been blown out, probably the Chargers. You get Jim Harbaugh. You get the Raiders. You know, you do a fun divisional matchup. I don't love this. One of the rookie quarterbacks. You bring in if they're playing one of the rookie quarterbacks this year, which I'm fairly certain they are. You bring in one of the rookie quarterbacks. But I get it. They got to go big or go home week 1. I think they're blowing their load on a big one early on, but I mean it's going to be fun. I hope it's going to be a good game.
Okay. Lions video has just dropped on Twitter. Should we cut to that right off the rip and then discuss the Lions schedule? Get that out of the way and then go back to primetime.
Yes.
Okay, Bruce, we're going to cut to Twitter.
You guys can't see, by the way.
No, I'm aware that we can't see, but I'm going to be watching it in real time as the people are, so you can just give me a hand signal to let me know when you start.
Mute our mics so we can watch it. How about that?
You can stay in it.
Need to try and see the schedule come out, but great. Okay. If you haven't seen the Lions video yet, don't leave to go watch it because it's not worth it. We are working on it, and we will have it up here momentarily. In the meantime, the rest of the primetime games that have been announced. Sunday, Brady's first game as an announcer. We have Cowboys going to Cleveland to play the Browns. What are your thoughts, Uncle Sam, on Tom Brady's first gig as an announcer, commentator, being Cowboys at Browns? Dak versus Deshaun.
Well, he can't be any worse than Tony Romo, so we'll see.
Zolo, thoughts on Brady's first game of the Browns-Cowboys?
So part of you thinks like, oh, we're gonna add ratings to this game because whatever, you know, it's Brady and it's gonna add ratings. We got the Browns, but the Cowboys are already a draw, so they don't need help. I guess it adds intrigue to a game that isn't sexy on paper, right? Go Browns, so I could say. Go Browns. And I'm excited to see. I personally think Brady's going to be good. Well, Uncle Sam, let's start with you because you usually have the counterpoint. What do you think of Brady? Do you think he's going to be pretty good?
I don't know.
And you
I think
usually,
he's going to be fantastic.
Yeah, you usually have all 4 inches of his meat touching the back of your fucking throat.
Absolutely, yeah.
I'm curious to see because if Tony Romo can break plays down pretty well, even though it gets annoying, we know Tom Brady's going to be able to do that. And I'm excited to see his take on games. I loved Greg Olsen. I don't think they should have replaced Greg Olsen. That's just my opinion. And you know what else? Real quick, while we're talking Fox, Jason Benetti, the Tigers play-by-play guy, who works for Fox. He does their national baseball game every Saturday. He's started to do college football games. I wouldn't be shocked if he gets pro games. He should have a crack at their number one job eventually, but that's a story for another time.
We could try it one more time.
Go ahead. Let's see if it works.
It might be laggy, though. We're having some internet issues. So. I've got to turn on some audio for them.
All right.
Yeah, we don't really know. Hi, I'm Tim.
I'm Sam.
We're the advertising team the Lions hired to release the schedule.
So then we said, well, we've got a lot of great ideas for that.
A lot of the ideas, they just were like, no.
Some of them, they said, these are dangerous. Let's say we were met with pushback.
A lot of pushback, a lot of hurt feelings. I think it would be a big mistake if we didn't say them out loud just to get some reassurance.
Just to get them off of our chest.
We are going to do an attack ad on Fanatics because they leaked the jersey before it came out. What are you doing?
What are you doing?
That's not yours to give out! Then we're going to dox them, say where the owner lives and where the second in command lives. They said that's not good. They said that's mean.
And they said it was like dangerous.
It's like illegal or something, whatever. It's like, shh.
Yeah, sure. Then we said, well, how about we have a little talk with the referees of the Dallas game?
Just a little talk.
Just a little talk.
First commercial to have swears in it. Sorry, I'm jumping the gun, but we were going to do
Yeah.
At the very least, people would go, what the hell did that just say?
Then we came up with the idea of like, when we built this machine, the Liontron 2000. And so like the idea of it is that it like turns on and then you,
Yeah, we don't really know.
you put a hot dog in there and somehow it disappears.
A hot dog that size, motherfucker. Oh,
It's not supposed to do that.
is it not? Oh, it's cold. Whatever's coming out of there is cold.
Did you put some in this?
I didn't put smoke in it. We just glued a bunch of to a box.
The fire department came by and said, stop.
Everybody's telling us to stop doing what we're trying to do.
You could use this and then say, Lionotron 2000, what's the schedule look like? And you gotta be the Lionotron 2000.
I don't know. What do you want me to do? Do a voice from it?
Be a robot. Can we talk about this in the back? I don't understand why you're trying to undermine. They said no. They said, what is it? What does it do? We said, we don't know.
But you said no to everything, so what do you expect us to do? The Lions have said, hey, how about we just release the list just without any attacking people?
That's your idea.
Yeah, they loved it because it's their idea. So without any further ado,
Here's the
schedule.
Here's the schedule. These are the teams. Look at this. That's gonna be a good game.
It's going to be a great one.
That one's gonna be fun.
Great job, Mike North.
Yeah, Mike North. What a great schedule.
Go Lions. They're going to win all these.
You're gonna win all these. These are all, check them off as wins.
How are these scrolling in? Are they
Are
coming?
they coming in from the top down, up from the bottom up?
Side?
Do me a favor, do one that zigs.
Yeah, do a silly one. Have a silly one that bounces all around.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Why'd you try to get me to do a robot voice?
Because I thought you'd be amazing at it.
Rams.
Let's do one that comes in
Are
like
we
this.
muted still?
one team comes from
Rams
we'll
Sunday
look at it
Night
like this.
Football Week 1,
Here, I'll
8:20
start.
p.m.
Okay.
Perfect, in my opinion.
Do one that
perfect
starts
game
this small
to
and then gets
have
as big
Week
as the
1.
screen.
Yeah, one that I'm
Stafford
holding in my
comes
hand
back.
right here.
That
Oh,
narrative
I
gets
want-
to continue for a little
I'm doing
bit
it already.
longer.
No,
It's a
even if it's
revenge
overtime,
game
just
for
do it
the
on my
Rams
phone.
at the
Fine,
end of
do
the day.
one.
That's
Do one
that's
that-
exactly
Hold
what
it
it
in
is.
my- No, it's the
I don't
same.
have an
Do one that's
issue with
coming out of
that
your
at
mouth.
all. Week
Would I
2.
like to see it play week 1? Cowboys.
Thanks for giving me
Well,
that.
yes.
You're welcome.
That would have been the ultimate.
I'm not-
Right?
That's
what
right?
I would have liked.
Sunday Night
Yeah,
Football
I
against
agree.
Dallas.
Forget about
I
the
agree.
Rams.
This one's
Dude,
Thanksgiving.
that's
Right after the parade.
But it is
The
nice
old
to have a
turkey
home
and you
game
win.
Sunday Night
We'll be
Football
eating
Week
turkey.
1.
I think the Cowboys-Browns thing
That's
on
too slow.
Fox with Brady was done by design, and it's strategic.
I agree.
I agree. It would have been fun to
so much
open
stuff
up in
we've done
prime
that they can
time.
make
Monday,
us
not
do.
Sunday night,
There's the
but
last
Monday
game.
night
There
in
it is.
Dallas
Well, not
would
the
have been
last
fun
game.
to open
No, that's
up
not the
with.
last game.
Agree.
That's
I
the
agree.
last of the
Wait, stop.
regular
Real
season
quick.
games.
Real quick
see
before you
you
keep going.
after.
I
Oh,
said to
yeah.
you days ago that they were going to open up probably Sunday night at home against the Rams or the Bears.
Correct.
The concept, we were robbed out of the tailgate. Did you tailgate Rams Lions 1 last year? Did you tailgate it? It was 0 fucking degrees. So don't tell you
It
guys
was
are crazy. if you did.
ridiculously bitter cold.
Okay. It was so cold, it led to this crazy atmosphere where we all got there an hour and a half early. It was great. We get to tailgate the most anticipated Lions season of our lifetime. We have a full day to tailgate that day. A full day. Whereas last year they opened up with Seattle. It was a 1 o'clock game. You know, this time we get Sunday Night Football. For years, Sunday Night Football eluded us. Now 3 straight home games are primetime NBC games on a Sunday. And we get a full tailgate day in September with Stafford coming to town again. And we get one more shot to boo Kelly Stafford's kids, and I am excited for that. I am so pumped for that.
Okay. I can't argue. It'll be fun for one more time. It's fun one more time. Especially if this is Stafford's last year. Put it that way. It's his swan. If it's his swan song, it's beautiful. Week 2, Tampa Bay comes to town.
That's 2 playoff rematches in back-to-back weeks.
Yep.
That's kind of a wild start to the season.
So far, you're getting 2 decent tests off the rip. You're getting 2 good home games off the rip. Week 3 at Arizona.
I'm pissed that game isn't at the end of the year because I've always wanted to go to that game, but it's got to be in the back half of the year. I'm not going to Arizona in September. But, I mean, hey, that's a nice first road game after 2 tough home games.
Yep.
If you guys can remember, a year ago now when we did the show, I was crazy because I said they're going to go fucking 13-4 because the schedule shapes up perfectly. Off the rip, when we break the schedule down into those 4-game segments, that's a pretty good start.
That's a 4-0.
It could be, but you get an easy. Your first road test is hypothetically it's going to be tough. That's a tough Arizona team, and you got to go out west where you historically struggle.
Our newfound friend of the show.
Shout out to Dante Stills. Shout out to Dante Stills.
Yeah.
But that's a good after those 2 home games, that's a good start. Tell us what happens next.
Week 4 at home against Seattle.
And is that in prime time?
Yes, it is. It is a Monday Night Football game.
So you get your
At
3 years.
Seattle.
No,
Home.
it's here. It's home.
Oh, it's here.
So we have Sunday Night Football Week 1, Monday Night Football Week 4.
Wow.
So you get your revenge against Seattle. That's been years in the making at home. Don't fucking choke that one.
Don't choke that game away.
Please.
And to add another layer to this, it's the week before the bye week. A week 5 bye. I don't love that. I hate that because then, I mean, you got...
I don't think that's a bad thing because you know what? That's a tough schedule to start out with.
No,
not an easy schedule.
I disagree with you.
You're gonna find out right now. That is.
It just keeps getting worse.
3 out of 4 is it. That is. There's 2 playoff teams and a team that's had your number the last couple years.
Correct.
So I
you're gonna
agree
get
with
that
you.
bye.
So you're gonna get the bye, but he's gonna tell
Then
you
you're gonna
why
go to the gauntlet.
it gets tough out of the bye though.
You come out of the bye and you're in Dallas week 6.
I'll be
Good with
there.
that. Coming off a bye.
That might be a must go.
I'll be there.
That might be a must go.
Okay.
Week 7, you start divisional at Minnesota.
Okay.
And by then, Minnesota might have some kinks figured out by week 7. Like, obviously, it should start slow for them, but by week 7, you should have some kinks figured out. Week 8 at home against Tennessee.
That's a nice little.
Breath of fresh air.
It should help at that
Yes.
point. And I think Tennessee's also going to be tough this year. I think it's going to be a tough team, but that's a nice little ease in after the Dallas game for sure.
Then you go to Green Bay on November 3rd.
Is that in prime time or no?
That is a Sunday afternoon, 4:25.
Uh-oh. Thank God they ain't playing Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, right. I know.
Gronk and Edelman are on the Patriots schedule release with you.
Oh,
Anyway.
we can cut to that next. Week 10 at Houston. That one just for me, that one's got bad.
Wait,
written
we were
on it.
that far?
Game.
Yeah, week 9 at
6 is
Green Bay.
Dallas. 7 was Tennessee.
No, 7 is at Minnesota.
7 is at Minnesota. 8
8
Tennessee.
is at home against Tennessee.
9 is at Green Bay.
At Green Bay.
And 10 is
At Houston.
at Houston.
Oof.
That'll give you a good test of where they're
That will
at.
put some hair on your chest.
Yeah.
Then going into week 11 at at Houston is Sunday Night Football.
Okay.
So now we're at 3. The primetime count is 3. 2 Sunday nights and a Monday night. Week 11 at home against Jacksonville.
I think they're going to be garbage this year.
Okay.
That's a good time to have them.
Week 12 at Indy.
If you want to take a day trip, I'd go to that one. Just a heads up.
That one's kind of scary for me too. That one and the Houston one so far, I don't like either of those. Week 13 at home against Chicago on Thanksgiving at 12:30.
That one scares me, but the Lions are overdue for a Thanksgiving win. So we'll see. I'm curious. It's the first look we're going to get at Caleb Williams. So
Yep.
Then you're on Thursday Night Football again the following week at home against Green Bay.
So there's another 2 primetime games. You're at 5.
We're at 5. Yes. With the Thanksgiving game, we're at 5. Then, after Green Bay, at home against Buffalo at 4:30.
Don't scare me at all.
Week 16 at Chicago on December 22nd.
Scares the ever-living shit out of me.
And then you come around week 17 at San Francisco on Monday Night Football.
Love it.
6 primetime games.
Love it. That could be for positioning too.
Could be.
Yeah.
On, it's Monday, December 30th, so it is not New Year's Eve, but it's Monday Night Football. Then week 18 at home against Minnesota.
Let's go through the segments again. The 4 before we cut to anything else. Let's go through those 4 game segments again.
Okay.
So the first one is Rams at home Sunday night, Tampa at home, at Arizona, and then week 4 was Seattle at home Monday night.
Correct.
You need another monster start to the year. You need to hope that the Rams aren't hell hath no fury team, and you need to take care of business week 1 because that's going to set
They
the
got
tone.
embarrassed the last time they were here, and I think they're going to come to play.
They didn't get embarrassed though. That
they
came down. No, they didn't. It came down to the last 2 minutes. It came down to the last drive. They didn't get embarrassed. They weren't blown out. It was a one possession
They
game.
physically got beaten up in that game. They were embarrassed. You don't think so?
No, I don't. I think the Rams. I think the Rams were very close to winning that game.
Okay. Stafford went out of that game.
He didn't leave the
about
game. He didn't miss
done.
he didn't take a play off, and they scored multiple points in the fourth quarter.
For me personally, I think they should go 4-0 in the first 4. They should beat the Rams at home week 1. All the hype in the world is still behind this team. They should be able to beat the Rams on Sunday Night Football week 1.
I trust them with the time to prepare for the Rams.
Correct.
I trust them with the time to prepare. But I'm with Uncle Sam. They're gonna be fucking scorned. The Rams are gonna be scorned, and they're gonna come in here and they're gonna want to cut heads off. You know, Stafford is going to be scorned. My only thing is, I currently the way it stands, I don't think the Rams are as good this year as they were last year. I don't think they're as good. They're going to be as good in September as they were in January when they were here. But that doesn't mean shit.
I am sorry. I don't care that Tampa was a playoff team last year. There's absolutely no reason why you lose to Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
None.
Shouldn't be a regression there.
Should not. They should walk Tampa Bay week 2. At Arizona, you should walk Arizona. I'm sorry. Yes, they got Marvin Harrison. Yes, we all liked their offseason. There's no reason why when you get a chip shot like Arizona is your first away game, you should lose. Go prove it on the road. You have quite possibly, outside of Tennessee, your easiest opponent on the maybe you can argue Jacksonville. Your easiest opponent on the schedule week 3.
It's just a tough team. Okay, on paper, one of the easiest opponents on the schedule. It's just a tough team, and you have to go out west to play them, and they've historically struggled on that front. But going back to last year, when I used to say a million times, it's going to come down to if this is the Lions team that we think we have, they're going to be able to take care of business in that game.
And then you play Seattle on Monday Night Football at home.
I think there's no way they lose that.
There's no way they lose that game. Me personally, I think you're going 4-0 to start the year.
I'll give it to you.
You?
No.
So who are they going to lose to then?
I think they're going to lose to the Rams.
So they're going to go 3-1 and lose to the Rams.
That's the one that stands out to me. That's the one that stands out.
It doesn't.
And then the Cardinals could be a trap, but if you were to make me pick a game that they could lose out of these 4, the Rams.
Do you understand? It will be so deflated off the rip if they come out and lose to the
Open
Rams
and
week
lose
1.
To the Rams?
They can't. They can't.
Maybe they need that to get their focus.
Their first loss, in my opinion, comes week 6 at Dallas.
No,
I don't think so.
Other way around.
I think they'll handle Dallas easily this year.
I think they're going to want that game more than they want any other game on the schedule.
I agree. I think they're going to want it.
I agree with him as far as the Cardinal game.
It's a trap.
That's a trap.
Especially if you win the first 2.
Correct.
And you're coming off that high of winning the first 2.
Yep.
The Cardinals played 16 out of 17 games pretty tough last year.
Going to have a full season to be ready now
I don't.
He's
You
not-
give Kyler Murray
not like
5
he's
full seasons
sli-
to be ready. I'm not
sliding
buying it.
in hurt like he did last year, and they played well down the stretch when he came back. So he's still a top 5 quarterback in this league.
There are
Some
3
people don't
teams.
think so, but I do.
There are 3 teams on this schedule that are a step below the rest. Arizona is one of them. So if we're going to sit here and say that Arizona's a trap game and they're going to lose that game, then the rest of this schedule doesn't.
How are they going to beat Dallas?
Right. For
They're going to lose to Arizona.
they're
I'm gonna give you some news right now. I bet you the Cardinals beat Dallas this year.
Wait, they beat him last year.
Yep.
The Cardinals beat him last year.
Undermanned, they beat them
if
in Dallas.
Yeah.
if anything,
Wasn't it, was that Josh Dobbs? No.
Thought it- yeah.
if
No, I think it was
anything,
the other guy, wasn't it?
I don't even know who played quarterback last year in Arizona. If anything, they come into that Dallas game too amped up and too hot. And the same shit that happened happens again.
That's more likely to happen than them losing to Arizona.
I agree.
Okay.
And at Minnesota,
I don't. The only team in our division that worries me is Green Bay,
I think
and that's all I'm going to
you have
say.
to worry about.
No, I'm worried about all their division.
I'm not worried about Minnesota. I'm not worried about Chicago. They're going to have some learning curves. Both of those teams have rookie quarterbacks. I don't give a fuck how good everybody says Caleb Williams is. We'll see. We'll see.
Okay. Regardless, what do we give them at Minnesota?
Win.
A win.
Okay. At home against Tennessee.
Wait, him and I are in agreement on Dallas. By the way, we think they're going to win.
So
it.
you guys, we're all on the same page that right now, going into week 8, they're 6-1.
Wait, what's the loss at Green Bay?
No, you guys gave them a loss either between the Rams or the Cardinals. And I gave it to them at
No. I'm gonna say I'm with you. I'm 4-0 off the rip.
Okay.
4-0 off the rip, barring an injury.
And you have them beating Dallas.
Beating Dallas
Yes.
is 5-0 after week 6. At Minnesota, I think is a win. That's 6-0.
6-0.
So week 7 is
5-1.
week 7 is what?
At Minnesota, week 8 is Tennessee at home.
Win.
So it's 7-0.
7-0.
At Green Bay.
Okay, if that's the scenario, I don't think they win that game in Green Bay. If that's the scenario, if that's how the scenario plays out, I don't think they win that game in Green Bay. And that's not in prime time. It's a 4 o'clock game, you
4
said?
o'clock.
And Dallas is also not in prime time, right?
4 o'clock.
Isn't it crazy they had so... I mean, those are going to be the Fox premium slate games. So technically it's going to be prime time. Like on paper, you're getting the number 1 crew. But it's just crazy that there's so many good games on the schedule that you cannot put them all in prime time. I think that's hilarious. That's how lucrative the Lions are right now. You think they're going to win in Green Bay?
I think they're going to win in Green Bay.
So that you would put them 7-0 or 8-0?
No, I still have a loss at Dallas.
Lost to Dallas.
So now we're all on the same
I
page.
think they're going to lose that game at Green Bay.
So you have them losing 2.
So that's 6-2 for him, right?
6-2 for him, 7-1 for us. At Houston, that's a loss in my book.
I think it's a win.
I think they win.
I think it's a win.
Jacksonville. Jacksonville at home.
That's a win.
That should be a win.
That's a win.
At Indy.
Okay.
Depending on who's the quarterback.
Hold on.
What,
on.
Joe Flacco's there? You're going to give the Lions a loss?
That's another trap. I think they win right now, gun to my head. Every time they go to Indy, they struggle. And if Indy is as upstart as I think they're going to be this year, I think they will struggle with that game as well. It's a trap game. Of course, gun to my head, I think they win that one, though.
I agree. Chicago at home.
Win.
Win.
That's Thanksgiving, right?
That's Thanksgiving. Mm-hmm. Then this is where I'm going to give them the Green Bay loss. Is at home.
I'm the other way around. I think they win this one for retribution.
I do too.
They're not losing at home to Green Bay this year.
Buffalo.
Win.
Where's it at?
It's
Home.
here.
It's here.
Yeah.
I give them a loss.
Their fans travel well for whatever
They do
that's
travel
worth.
well.
I'm going to give them a loss.
At Chicago.
Win.
It's their only official unless you consider the Green Bay game an outdoor. It's October, I think, right? Green Bay won the home.
November 3rd.
Okay, so that's a tricky one. So just outside looking in analytically right now, they only have 2 outdoor games. They're divisional. They only have 2 outdoor games in the back half of their schedule this year. Already shapes up very favorably. Well, the Niners game, but in cold weather cities.
Correct.
In cold weather cities.
At San Francisco.
Okay, I think they win at Chicago. I think they lose at San Francisco.
God.
You think retribution there?
I think that they beat Frisco.
I won't fight
think
you.
that
This
They
is
beat
a
Frisco.
huge game because that will be for positioning in the playoffs.
Listen,
I truly think that.
listen, you're a Niners hater, so I know that you think it's probably gonna be for positioning in the playoffs.
Yeah.
But you're gonna agree with me what I say here. I think the Niners are gonna have more losses going into that game than the Lions. I think
Yes,
it's gonna be.
I agree.
I think it's gonna be further than you think because the Niners they don't take care of business like they should.
Yeah.
And I think they're going to lose some divisional games. Probably they'll lose one to the Rams. And they have
they're
a
gonna lose
first
to
place
the
schedule.
Cardinals, too.
They have Kansas City. They might lose to the Cardinals. They have tough teams on their schedule. Do they have Baltimore again? They might have Baltimore again.
We'll check here in a second. And then Minnesota at home.
Win. 15-2 for me. Losses at Green
I
Bay
got
and
them.
at San Francisco.
I got them losing that.
You have them losing to the Rams,
Correct.
beating Tampa Bay,
Correct.
losing to the Cardinals,
Correct.
beating Seattle. That's
Yes.
2-2.
You think they're going to start 1-2?
2-2.
Yeah.
They're not. They're not going to lose
2-2.
I don't think they're going to lose 2 of those first 4.
2-2.
One I could see. I could see them losing to the Rams or the Cardinals, but they
got 'em
don't. They
going
don't
2-2.
start slow. They didn't start slow last year.
But then they're gonna.
So then you
roll
think they
there.
beat Dallas. So that's 3-2.
I think they roll until they hit. They're
Minnesota,
gonna hit one
4-2.
of these
Tennessee,
teams that
5-2.
they're not expecting.
Do you have them
these
losing
teams.
at Green Bay?
Possibly
The
the
Colts.
Houston game
Houston or the Colts.
Green,
No.
At Green Bay.
at Green Bay.
Yeah.
I think they lose that game.
So that's 3. At Houston.
Win.
At Jacksonville. Or at home against Jacksonville.
Win.
At Indy.
Win.
At home against Chicago.
Win.
At home against Green Bay.
Win.
At home against Buffalo.
Loss.
At Chicago.
Win.
At Frisco.
I got them winning that game.
At home against Minnesota.
Win.
So you have them losing 4 games.
Yes.
So you're 15-2.
Yeah.
You're 13-4.
At worst, at the very worst, 13-4. At the very worst. think
I
that's
have
worse.
them losing at Dallas. I have them losing at Houston. I have them losing at home against Chicago on Thanksgiving. I have them losing at Chicago. And they'll probably lose to Minnesota the last game of the year.
It's 5 games.
Yep, 12-5. 12-5, and I know one of those 2 games in Chicago will be something else. Like, I don't think they're going to beat, realistically speaking, they're not going to beat Chicago twice. They're not going to beat Green Bay twice. They're not. They lost Chicago last year, and Chicago was dog shit.
The Lions, all 3 of those games that you just named, the Thanksgiving Packers game, the 2 Bears games, the Lions were the reason that they lost those games.
Absolutely.
The Jared Goff turnovers. It wasn't anything extraordinary that Chicago did. It was bad
Yeah,
penalties.
they went through that stretch where they were just turning the fucking ball over.
It was Goff.
And
Well, it was there was a lot more to that. It was let's not make the right adjustments for the second half of these games. And that fucking killed them. That killed them last year.
this is the way I'm looking at this. They'll lose 2 games because they just get beat. They'll lose at least a game because Goff has a fucking shitty day, and they'll blow 1. So 13-4, 12-5, I'm good with.
Nobody thinks they're going to lose to a team like the Cardinals. I get that, and that'll be the fucking game they
Because
lose.
they're not going to lose to a
That'll be the
Cardinals.
game they lose.
See, that's old school. That's the old way of thinking, though. They shouldn't. There's no.
I don't
No,
think
it's,
so.
it's not even. It's history. And it's not. And I'm not talking about Lions history. It happens to every team. You don't just go 16 or 17-0. You don't just do that. Even the Patriots that did it, like they
Who
were
would have
caught
thought
off
the
guard.
Minnesota Vikings would go into wherever that San Francisco plays and beat their ass, and they did.
Listen,
Nobody
I'm-
expected that.
I'm aware, but that, for me, You guys think Arizona's going to come out and just not skip a beat from where they left off last year?
Sleeper team.
I'm aware.
No. It's just a trap after the first 2 games, and they have to go to the West Coast at 4 p.m. Look it up. They've always struggled in those games. Their first West Coast win that they had in like 2 decades was that Charger game I went to last year. It's the first time they won in California in like since literally the 90s. That's the thing.
But if the culture is the culture, they should be able to defy those odds. Those are 4 winnable games off the rip.
If the culture is the culture, they're going to go 4-0. And I'm not saying they're going to lose the Cardinals game. I'm saying Cardinals are a trap. At Indy's a trap. I think the Titans game's a trap. I don't think divisional games are traps because they're divisional games. Anything could happen in a divisional game. Can I get a divisional game out of you over there real quick?
Divisional game.
That's it. Divisional game.
Okay.
At Green Bay.
Let's change gears here. Let's go back to week 1. So obviously Thursday Night Football, 8:20 p.m., Ravens at Chiefs. Then we have a Friday night game. And I want to know what you guys think about this.
Stupid. Friday
night game, only available on Peacock, 8:15, from Sao Paulo, Brazil. So, it is going to be Packers at Eagles. What do you guys think?
Fly, Eagles, fly.
What do we think about Brazil? I get trying to do it in week 1 so the teams are there with enough time to... They still have to come back. You're going halfway. That's a big jump.
Hold on. It's not as crazy far as you think. Okay? You could fly there direct. It's in a weird part of the world. They're probably stopping in Miami, both teams on the way there. And if that's the case, it's like a 5-hour flight and a 6-hour flight. And because this starts the year, who knows? You could start practicing in Miami right before. Okay? You can start practicing that week in Florida. You can head out a couple days before to get acclimated to the heat. Mm-hmm. And it's only a 5 or 6 hour flight from there. It's totally tolerable. And then you come back straight and you have a full 9 days to recover before your next game. So it's by design. I don't know. I don't want Friday games to be a thing all the time, just like I don't want Saturday.
I don't either. I think it's stupid.
But I like the one here. But what do you think of the one here and there, though? One Friday game here and there. I prefer that to Christmas, to them playing on Christmas on a Wednesday.
I think it's too fucking much, to be honest with you. The Christmas Day game is stupid.
I agree.
That's fucking stupid.
I agree.
Let's just put it to the NBA as hard as we can.
We'll get there. You got to be patient.
So then the rest of the prime time on week 1, obviously Rams at Lions, which we already discussed. Monday Night Football, Aaron Rodgers and the Jets head into Santa Clara to play the 49ers on Monday Night Football. And we already know who Uncle Sam's taking in that one. But
who autographed that?
That would be Aaron Rodgers himself. That was I had to get him a nice special gift there.
To boost morale?
Yeah. That's a prized possession. I like the idea of this game, but I personally think the Jets are going to get absolutely throttled.
I'm
cute.
Slowly evolving somehow into an even bigger Aaron Rodgers hater than I was before after all the fucking crazy shit he's been saying to Tucker Carlson, your boy.
That to me, that game is cute.
I'm all for Aaron Rodgers. I hope Aaron Rodgers goes into politics when he decides to retire.
Should we go week 2? Primetime, Thursday Night Football.
President Rodgers. That's it. President Rodgers.
We have a
divisional game
on Thursday Night Football in week 2. The Buffalo Bills at the Miami Dolphins.
That's a fun one.
That is a fun
second week of the year. That's fun. You'll learn a lot about both of those teams. And it came down to the stretch with both of those teams last year. Came down to the stretch.
That's for me right now because I'm not all in on the Jets. Like hypothetically, let's say the Jets go into Frisco week 1 and win. We can have a little bit of a conversation. For me, this is going to be the duel again in this division. I don't think either team is going to be as good as they were last year, but this is going to be the game that tells you a lot of what you need to know about that division. Yes? You pen pointed at me. I thought you had something to add. Some other interesting games from week 2. Raiders at Ravens. Honestly, there's not that much.
What's Sunday night and Monday?
Sunday Night Football's Bears at Houston.
I'm excited to watch fucking Caleb
nice game,
drubbed in Houston. That's probably who do the Texans have week 1? Can you look real quick?
Houston in week 1 plays at Indy.
Cool.
Divisional game week 1.
So they get primetime. They get primetime at home to start their home schedule.
Yes, they do.
Good.
Yes, they do.
They're gonna crush the Bears. In that narrative, real quick.
Monday Night Football week 2. Oh, wow. Falcons at Eagles.
That could be fun.
The most interesting game for me on the week 2 schedule is one that came out yesterday too. Bengals at Chiefs, 4:25 p.m.
That's a big game.
That's a big game. That one has a lot of meat to it.
And it's at Burrowhead too.
Yes, especially hypothetically, let's say the Ravens come out week 1 and beat the Chiefs at Arrowhead, and the Bengals come in Arrowhead week 2 and beat the Chiefs, and you have the Chiefs 0-2 to start off the year. Woo.
I like the sound of that.
Hey, Uncle Sam, where does the road to Super Bowl go through?
Kansas City.
Yeah, okay, just checking, making sure everything's still normal. I thought you were going to say MetLife for a second.
Are you having fun over there? Are you having fun?
Yeah.
All right, good. Just making sure. I think he's won at Arrowhead at least twice.
No, I think he's won at Arrowhead twice and probably every other game.
That's why he hadn't lost at Arrowhead until I was in Paris last year. The AFC Championship game last year was his first loss at Arrowhead. That's why they took it personal, because they were literally fucking walking around calling it Burrowhead. And on top of that game went into overtime, right?
Yes, it did.
Didn't the AFC Championship game go into overtime?
Yeah, that's when everybody forgot how to tackle Pat Mahomes. Yeah,
I didn't even
remember.
see one iota of that game. So
I'm sorry?
I didn't see that game at all.
All right.
Week 3, Thursday Night Football, Patriots at Jets. That's dog shit.
Okay.
Other interesting games from that week 3.
Just go through the prime time. Just care about those.
We got Frisco at Rams at 4:30. Ravens at Cowboys at 4:30. Chiefs at Falcons, Sunday Night Football.
Wow, Falcons get 2 primetime games.
2
first
primetime
3
games.
weeks.
Yep,
Kind of hard to
Must be
believe.
high
isn't
on
it?
Kirk Cousins down there.
they must be. And then we have 2 Monday Night Football games. Jaguars at Bills.
Meh.
Commanders at Bengals. Woof.
Meh.
That's going to be a Monday night you're going to hope to be out to dinner.
Although, as our next interviewee will say, and we haven't aired that interview yet, as our next interviewee will say, I am curious to see how the rookie quarterbacks do off the rip, and Jaden Daniels is one that's going to start. So that'll be fun to watch him, a Heisman winner versus a Heisman winner. That could be a fun one.
Oh, yeah, the Bears did announce Caleb Williams as their week 1 starter, if anybody was wondering. Week 4, we have
Divisional game.
on Thursday Night Football, the Cowboys are heading to MetLife to play the Giants.
Can't wait for that.
There's this whole narrative, by the way. Do you want to mention Hard Knocks real quick?
Oh, yeah, Giants are going to be on Hard Knocks.
Yep.
But it's like a special preseason version of Hard Knocks. Did you catch that?
Like before training camp?
They started filming in January when the season ended.
Oh.
And it's going to go through July because the league has wanted the Giants. It's a New York team. It's a top 5.
So they got to make people like the Giants.
The league has wanted the Giants on Hardcocks for like 15 years. I was catching myself because I was going to say Hardcocks, and I was like, fuck it, I can say it.
Just say it, yeah.
They wanted the Giants on Hardcocks for over a decade, and they've denied it, but they were able to get this access this time. So it goes through their offseason, and it goes through like all the personnel that they've acquired. And on top of that, there's this big narrative surrounding the Giants this year because it's their 100th season. So there's going to be a big Giants push all year.
Primetime games from week 4, Bills at Ravens, Sunday Night Football.
The Bills don't move the needle for me for some reason.
And then there's 2 Monday night games again. Titans at Dolphins.
I kind of like that.
The
I kind of
rematch.
like that. That's the rematch from last year.
rematch.
Yeah.
And Seahawks at Lions.
Oh, they put us up against someone else.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that. That's stupid.
Yeah, but okay. Take your bias out of it. Who are you watching? Titans at Dolphins or Seahawks at Lions?
You're asking the wrong person.
I'm
going to the Lions game, so I'm picking the Lions. But I'm intrigued. Like, okay, when Titans Dolphins 1 happened last year, it was up against something stupid. It was up against Packers Giants.
Yeah, some dog shit.
It was dog shit. It was the Tommy DeVito game,
Yeah.
and then it ended early, and then we all were able to go over and be like, "Oh, this is a fucking great ending."
great,
Will
yeah.
Levis.
Week 5, October 3rd, Thursday Night Football, Bucks at Falcons.
That'll be a lot of fun.
That will be very telling.
That's actually a really good game. I'm excited.
Very telling. Other interesting games in the slate, Ravens at Bengals. And then on Sunday Night Football, we have Cowboys at Pittsburgh.
That'd be a good game.
No, fuck that.
Hey.
Pittsburgh sucks.
4:05, we got one hell of a matchup for you. Cardinals at Niners.
Can't wait. Watch my boy Kyler Murray light up the Niners.
Dante steals 3 sacks on
it.
on what's his face.
Mahomes.
And when the Niners
they're-
Oh,
that-
when the
Purdy,
Niners
Purdy.
failed to make the playoffs this year, Kyle Shanahan gets the fucking axe.
If you had to bet right now on who's more likely to make the playoffs, the Jets or the Niners, who would you pick?
Jets.
Spell it out for us. Jets.
I'm taking you to a Jets game this year. I'm taking you to a Jets game. You could be that guy who wears the cape and sits there and does this,
Fireman
fucking
hat
flies
on.
around. Yeah. No shirt and just fireman boots on. Sunday Night Football, like I
Painted
said,
green.
Cowboys at Steelers. Monday Night Football, I don't know how this made it. Saints at Chiefs. That's dog shit.
You got to give New Orleans is a good market. You got to give them primetime games.
Dog shit.
It is dog shit.
Dog shit. Week 6. Thursday, Niners at Seahawks.
Could be fun. I think the Seahawks are going to be bad, but could be fun. Divisional game on a
I
Thursday
agree.
night. You can't really beat that.
1 p.m., Browns at Eagles.
I love that.
That's going to be one. That's a good one for me.
I'm in it for the dog pound all year.
4:25 p.m., Lions at Cowboys.
Be there.
CeeDee Lamb, the #1 rated receiver this year for 2024.
Sunday Night Football, Bengals at Giants.
Lame.
And Monday Night Football, Bills at Jets.
That could be fun.
Will
That could be a fun
Rogers
one.
tear the second Achilles?
I'm here if he does.
And you know what? Is that the game we should go to? Is that the Jets game I should take you to this year? Bills at Jets. There it is. Maybe Rogers will run back out with his flag again.
We can't see the subtitles, but they're talking about the Har Bowl. I don't know what week that is. Is that a Monday night game? I think the Har Bowl is a Monday night.
The Har Bowl.
Yeah. Jimmy and John play each other this year.
Stupid.
Week 7. Hold on. I'm going to try and find the Har Bowl.
No, we'll get there. I think it's a Monday night game because they're
That's an
talking to
awful
Joe Cook right
matchup.
now.
Week 7, Thursday Night Football, Broncos at Saints.
That could be fun. Sean Payton's return home.
Yeah.
And those are two, like, I look at those teams on the same level. You know?
Dog shit
Yeah.
versus dog shit.
No, it's
No,
dog shit versus
they're
cat shit.
rebuilding. both teams are rebuilding.
Another big game for you in Ohio. Bengals at Browns, 1 p.m.
Always,
Sunday.
always
Divisional
fun.
games.
Everything in that division's always low scoring and boring, but really fun.
Then 4:30, we have Chiefs at Niners.
Should be a good game.
That's week 7.
Yep.
And why is that game not in prime time? That's a
I
Super Bowl
don't know
rematch.
because these primetime games are dog shit.
It's Chiefs at Niners, so the Chiefs have to go to San
Chiefs
Francisco.
at Niners. Sunday Night Football, we have Jets at Pittsburgh.
That's a good game.
That could be fun. I think
matchup.
Pittsburgh fucking blows, but it could be fun. That's a fun Sunday night game.
Monday Night Football, you got 2. 9 p.m. game.
It's got to be West Coast team.
Chargers at Cardinals at 9 p.m. At 8 p.m., it's Ravens at Bucks. I can't fucking fathom how you have Chargers, Cardinals at 9 o'clock.
It's two West
and
Coast
not
teams.
yes, but not the Chiefs Niners. Give me Chiefs Niners in that spot.
That's odd. Especially so sometimes since that's after the bye, sometimes there's not many games in the 4 o'clock slate. Like there'll be a 4 o'clock slate where there's only 3 games. So count
This is 3 because
Yeah.
they have 2 Monday nights.
because they have too many nights. So what are the other 2 games in the 4 o'clock slate? Well,
Raiders at Rams,
meh.
Panthers at Commanders. Wow, that's poop.
Those are the 2 worst teams in the league last year.
Week 8, Thursday Night Football, Vikings at Rams.
One of those teams is gonna be in the playoffs, maybe both. So it could be fun.
4:30, we have Eagles at Bengals.
Love that.
4:30, we have Chiefs at Raiders. Sunday Night Football, Cowboys at Niners.
Hell yeah.
That'll be a good game.
That's the game I'm rooting for a big fucking asteroid to rail the stadium.
Monday Night Football, Giants at Steelers.
Now we're talking. Two really shitty teams.
Fucking
The most historical
dog shit.
AFC, the most historical AFC franchise versus the most historic NFC franchise. Sign me up.
all defense in that game.
No, I'm going to tell you something right now. That NFC East and that NFC West, dude, is going to be a crapshoot this year. The teams that won it last year will not win it this year.
So you're saying the Niners and the Cowboys aren't good.
Neither one of those teams.
In fairness, to his point on NFC East, look at when the last time I think the Eagles may have done it recently. Look how often there's a repeat.
They
winner in
always
the NFC.
switch back and forth.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
It's not a crapshoot. Washington is going to be awful.
I don't know about that.
Washington is going to be awful.
We don't know that.
The Giants are going to be awful.
They brought in a lot of guys on that team. They've turned some shit
Okay,
over there.
they're going to win.
Good coaching staff.
A good year for them is 6 games.
Okay.
Can I tell you something? I don't think Washington's going to be awful.
A good year for
I don't
them
think
is
the
6
Giants
games.
are going to be awful.
I think
Everybody
the
thinks
Giants are gonna be
The
awful.
Giants are going to be
I don't think so.
fucking awful.
And it's sad because I think they have one of the best head coaches, and he's just been saddled
Brian
with really
Burns
bad.
on one side, Thibodeau on the other. I love it.
It's
You want to call it
doesn't offset.
I'm
Daniel
excited to
Jones.
watch it.
You want to call it a coin flip between Dallas and Philly? I'll give it to you. Those other 2 teams are not competing for the division.
Okay.
And in the West, I know
the
you have this pipe dream right now that the Cardinals are good. The Cardinals are not competing for the division. Seattle with Geno Smith is not going to compete for the division. I'm not as high on the Rams as you are.
I think it's either going to be. Listen to me. If the Rams won that division, I would not be surprised.
I would be floored.
I would not.
I would be absolutely. There was
You know what?
regression in San
If
Francisco.
the Niners don't win that division, I won't be surprised.
The problem with the Rams is I just think they backed in last year. And on top of that, I don't think I loved what they did in the draft. I think they had a good draft. I just don't think their team from a personnel standpoint is better this year than last year. And I wouldn't be shocked if you see issues between Puka Nacua, not like, we're going to fight each other, between Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp, because I don't think they could sustain what Kupp did, 3 years ago? What Kupp did 2 years ago and what Puka did last year. I don't think I think it's going to be tough for the Rams, is what I'm trying to say.
I
That's my
actually
opinion.
like what they did because I think you're going to see a different Rams team this year than you did last year. I don't think you're going to see that team that's going to rely on Matt Stafford to throw for 350 yards a game. I don't think you're going to see that. I think they're going to go to more of a ground and pound mentality, and I think that will open everything up for Stafford downfield. I see them going more of that.
Listen, I'm just excited for the Rams to come here week 1 and get their fucking shit blown
Just
out.
my
on Sunday night.
my opinion.
That building's going to be so fucking crazy again.
Coach.
McVay. That's what McVay likes to do is run the football.
When?
And that's why I think they're going to do more of that than they have in the past.
Yes, but at the end of the day, it's going to come down to wins or losses. San Francisco, I don't care which way you slice it, San Francisco is going to win 10 games. They're going to. They're talented enough to win 10 games no matter who they play.
I got them at 8 and 9. I haven't even seen their schedule. I got them at 8 and 9. Then.
Frisco. There's no way. You can't tell me that the Rams are going to win 10 games.
Might surprise a lot of people.
Thursday Night Football on Week 9, Texans at Jets.
That could be a lot of fun.
Then we have the second Dolphins-Bills game here, 1 p.m. We have a game you'd be interested in, Washington at the Giants, competing for the NFC East Division title.
The division toilet.
4:30 p.m., Lions at Packers. 4:30 p.m., Rams at Seahawks. Sunday Night Football, Jaguars at Philadelphia.
No.
And then Monday Night Football, Bucks at Chiefs.
Oh, that's exciting.
That's a fucking week.
We might be lower on Tampa than a lot of teams are, but I just don't see it. I don't see it. I think Long story short, that's Atlanta's division to lose this time around. You get your wish.
Thank God. Thursday Night Football, Week 10. Bengals at Ravens. Fantastic game.
Yeah.
That's going to be. You want to talk about a game that could flip some seeding? Now we're talking.
That's the game everyone died in last year.
Yes.
Mark
that's the
Andrews
death
died.
game.
Didn't Joe Burrow die in that game, or did he die before that?
Joe Burrow was dead before that.
Okay.
I think Joe Burrow died, came back to life, and then
Died
actually
again.
died in that game.
Yeah.
God. Jesus. 4:30 Eagles at Cowboys.
Okay.
Sunday Night Football, Lions at Texans.
That's the dessert.
Monday Night Football, Dolphins at Rams.
Dolphins-Rams could be a lot of fun.
Dolphins-Rams could be good. Dolphins-Rams could be a good game.
I think they played last year, too. Am I making that up? They might have played. No, there's.
You're the resident Rams guy here. Did the Dolphins play the Rams last year?
No.
Oh, okay. No. Thursday Night Football, Week 11. We have Commanders at Eagles.
Divisional game.
Could be a good game.
Who are you taking in that one?
I don't know yet. I want to see what we're going to see out of these two teams first.
The 4:30 slot, Chiefs at Bills. Bengals at Chargers. Sunday Night Football, Colts at Jets.
Chiefs at Bills is going to be a good game.
Colts at Jets could be a lot of fun.
Yeah,
You like Chiefs at Bills?
that could be a good game.
Colts at Jets.
to be honest.
And then Monday Night Football, Texans at Cowboys. That's going to be a
see
fun
that.
game. That one's going to be good.
Texans at Cowboys. The fucking annoying ass Cowboys fans are going to take that game so seriously next year.
Battle for Texas.
Yeah.
Week 12, Thursday Night Football, Steelers at Browns.
Okay, divisional.
You know what? There's a few of those matchups divisional because week before it was Ravens Bengals.
They like to put the divisional games on Thursday night for some reason.
We got a good one here. Chiefs at Panthers. God. 4:00 slot. Cardinals at Seahawks and Niners at Packers. Broncos at Raiders.
Niners Packers is good.
Sunday Night Football, Eagles at Rams.
That could be good. That could be really good.
Yeah.
And then Monday Night Football on November 25th, we have the Har Bowl. The Ravens are heading to LA to play the Chargers. John versus Jim. What do you think about the Har Bowl?
No, John won it last time. I won it this time.
John's actually 2-0 against Jim.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah, they played in the regular season and John won.
And the Super Bowl.
Okay, we have Thanksgiving week. Week 13. Thanksgiving Day, the 12:30 slot is Bears at Lions.
Fuck them. We're going to fuck their shit up this time around.
The 4:30 slot, Giants at Cowboys.
Great game. I think the Cowboys are going to blow them out. Great game, though.
8:20, Dolphins at Packers. 3 NFC North teams.
I really hope that the Dolphins are good so they could win that one. Because I think that'll be one that we're scoreboard watching at that point. No, fuck that. The Packers aren't going to be good. They're going to go 2-15. So I'm not worried. That's one of the 15.
The Black Friday game, 3 p.m. on November 29th, Raiders at Chiefs.
What was it last year? Jets, Dolphins?
Yep.
Raiders at Chiefs. Unfortunately, we have someone here that's a lot higher on the Raiders than you and I are. I wish they could have did a little bit better on that one.
The Raiders. And then Sunday, I'm not going through all these poop games. Sunday at 4:30, we have Eagles at Baltimore.
Ooh,
49ers at Bills, Sunday Night Football.
that's not bad. I like the concept of the Niners having to travel to Buffalo in November.
Same.
That bodes well for us.
December 1st.
Yeah.
Monday Night Football, Browns at Broncos.
That's a big game.
That's the
Who are you high on in that game?
AFC Classic right there.
The Browns or the fucking Broncos?
I think the Browns will win that.
Broncos.
Week 14, Thursday Night Football, Packers at
You know, it's hard to say because, I mean, if we're just thinking about last year to this year, all these fucking games are a toss-up
Yes.
right now. We don't even know what we're going to see yet.
Yes, you do. It's called common sense. It's called
No,
logical
that's
reasoning.
not
It's
true,
called we
because
went
sometimes
through their off
The NFL
seasons.
doesn't make sense. Don't you know that?
Yes, I'm aware the
Okay,
NFL.
well-
He's
doesn't
always
make
at his
sense.
most aggressive when we're picking games on paper.
Because-
That's when he likes to call us fucking crazy. And
It's just
fucking
some of this shit, like, for you to sit here and think that the Commanders are going to compete, like, I'm mind blown by that.
I just feel that what they've done in the offseason, they're going to be a lot better.
But
than they
what?
were last year.
Outside of drafting Jaden Daniels and replacing
They're going to
Sam
be a
Howell,
lot better.
what?
They've signed a lot of guys that are solid players. in this
Rotational
league.
guys.
I think they're going to be. I think they're going to be a lot better
No,
than they
I
were last
disagree.
year.
They were one of the better free agent teams.
Brian Robinson's going to be a bell cow running back. It's going to be nice.
I think Jaden Daniels alone is enough to make that team
To make them win 6 or 7 games.
easily.
Yes, but he's saying the division's a toss-up. See, I'm willing to
all I'm
concede 6 or
saying
7
is-
games.
Listen, the division. If Dallas won it last year, they're not going to win it this year.
Then it's Philadelphia's to lose.
Could be Philly. You never know. The
You know
Giants-
what?
The
You know
Giants
what?
might surprise everybody.
You sit here and tell me how I'm such a fair weather
and they
fan.
might be there. You
The
never know.
second they
You better
brought
take
in Matt
Daniel
Patricia,
Jones fantasy draft.
Listen to me.
the
When it-
second
when
they
it-
brought in Matt Patricia, you turned your back on Philadelphia.
Turn your back on the city.
Yep.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you did.
No, I didn't. Because I had already said prior to that I don't like what they did as far as their coaching staff. I don't like Nick Sirianni. Wasn't a fan of his to begin with, but I thought he did an awful job last year, and how he kept his job would still beyond me.
Which reminds
You
me.
agree with that or
Which
no?
reminds me, NFC East preview coming up in a couple days.
You agree with
I
that
just
or
finished
no?
the outline today.
That'll be a fun.
How that guy kept his job.
I think he did a bad
Everybody else
job.
got fired. Is the only reason why he fucking kept his
So
job.
so here, listen, we're talking schedule today, but I'll give you a quick primer on the Eagles real quick. I think he was dealt a really tough hand because he lost 2 very good coordinators, and he didn't do a good enough job of replacing them, and it showed. I thought they won because remember they started out 9-0 or 10-0 or whatever.
Fucking 9 out of their first.
They
10
were
games.
incredible, but a lot of what they were doing was off of talent alone, and we saw it like early on. What game was it? Maybe the Dolphin? No, not the Dolphin game. They had a Monday night game against someone. It was someone
They
down.
lost to the Jets.
No, who did the Eagles have on Monday night early on? Oh, the Bucks. They played Tampa like week 4. And I just remember thinking, like, they don't look that good. There's a lot of tush-push going on, and a lot of it's just relying on how good Jalen Hurts is. I think Jalen Hurts is outstanding. He's one of the few quarterbacks I'd take off over Jared Goff at the moment. But I think that whatever situation they had defensively and offensively, it just all collapsed
Well,
because
the
they didn't have the
push
coaching.
is irrelevant now.
It might be irrelevant. You
No,
mean
I
with
think
Kelsey?
Kelsey.
You mean like, but
say it's
again,
irrelevant?
we'll go over what they did this
Right.
offseason. They threw a lot of money at interior linemen to
Right.
get over that. Regardless, I still think Philly's going to be pretty good. I'm higher on Nick Sirianni than a lot of people are because I think a lot of his
I'm not,
concepts
I
are.
think he's dog shit.
That's fair. That's fair. This is his shit or get off the pot year.
Week 15, Thursday night football. We have a game that could decide the division between the Rams and the 49ers.
If the Rams are competitive at that point in the slate, that game's going to matter a ton, for sure.
Yes.
Dolphins at Texans, 1 o'clock.
Might be Matt Stafford's swan song, like you said. He's going to retire. He
It's
wants
gonna-
to go out with a win.
It's going to go out just like Brady.
He wants to go out with like
8
a
and
Super
9.
Bowl
Fart.
champion.
8 and 9.
Fart noise.
Absolute poop. Bills at Lions, 4:30.
Fuck them. They're not even good.
Bucks at Chargers at 4:30. See, that to me, that's a nice, evenly matched game.
I don't know. I on paper, I think Tampa's a little better than the Chargers, but it could be fun. They got to go out west. Whenever you take an East Coast team and you bring them out west, it's always fun.
Anything could happen.
Always fun.
We got Steelers at Eagles, 4:30. Sunday night, Packers at Seahawks.
That'd be a good game.
Battle for Pennsylvania.
Always a
is
good
fun at
game.
4:30, and then
Always a good game.
yeah, I'm so down for again same drill. You want to take a Central Time Zone team, but you want to send them out west. Seattle's a stadium that's not going to get raided by fucking Packer fans. Could be a lot of fun.
And then Monday Night Football, we got 2 games, Bears at Vikings.
Love it. 2 rookie quarterbacks.
Half hour later, Falcons at Raiders.
Could be fun.
Yep.
Most likely won't be.
By the way, I did see some stuff that that kid's starting for the Ravens, O'Donnell.
Aiden O'Connell.
He's changed his whole body. Oh, God. Motherfucker, he's working out, taking it seriously. Antonio Pierce was talking about him really taking it seriously, and he thinks he's going to do some special shit. So we'll see.
Come on, man. It was. You can't even say it was a
Can we
straight
give you
face.
an eye patch? Because you kind of look like the Raider logo now that I'm staring at you. I never noticed it until just now.
Oh, week 16, December 19th, Thursday Night Football, Browns at Bengals.
Oh, hell yeah.
Saturday, December 20th.
Both of those games are Thursday night games.
Yeah, both of those games.
Browns,
Official
Bengals,
game.
1 and
Yeah.
2. And those that's Ohio. They have nothing. And there's nothing going on in Cincinnati, Ohio. There's certainly nothing going on in Cleveland, Ohio.
There's a lot of shit going on in Cleveland.
They're fucking
You have
skipping
no
work
idea.
the entire week in prep for both those
A lot of
games.
shit going on.
That'll be fun. What? What are they fucking
Cleveland.
putting Rust-Oleum on the iron? Is that what they're doing?
A lot of thievery there in Cleveland.
Oh, that's what you mean.
Okay. Thursday Night Football, Browns at Bengals. Saturday, 2 games. 1 o'clock, Texans at Chiefs. 4:30, Steelers at Ravens.
Okay, and if I remember correctly, this is the first. What's the date on this?
The first Saturday game's the 21st.
This is the college football playoffs that day. So they're putting Texas Chiefs against the first round of the college football playoffs, which expanding to 12 teams.
Uh-huh.
So they did that deliberately. What's the second game? The second Saturday game?
Steelers at Ravens.
You got to watch those games.
Got to watch those games. The 1 o'clock slate, not all that interesting. You got Lions at Bears that week. Patriots at Bills. Eagles at Commanders. Could be for
What an
playoff
early
positioning.
Christmas gift. We get a shot to fuck up the Bears. I wanted to go to that game this year, but that's too cold for me.
49ers at Dolphins at 4:30.
Could be fun.
Buccaneers at Cowboys on Sunday Night Football.
Meh.
Monday Night Football, Saints at Packers.
I hope they lose that game.
Go Saints.
Yeah, all the action's on Saturday. So if you don't get it on Saturday, you can get it on Sunday.
It's by design. It's by design.
Week 17, Wednesday, December 25th, Christmas Day. This one's been kind of controversial. We have 2 games on Netflix. One at 1, one at 4:30. The 1 o'clock.
Fucking awful. It's fucking awful, Netflix. What are we doing here? What, the Obamas buy that? They own that shit, right? Fucking awful.
The whole point of
Be on regular TV.
the whole
What are we
point.
doing?
There's a reason for it. It's actually really good psychology on the NFL's
there?
part. Yeah, you ready for it?
Sure.
Because the NBA games are on TV, and the whole point is you can't go between Netflix and then go back to cable television. If you're on an app, you have to close the app out and do all this shit to bring the cable back up. So the whole point of Netflix is we're gonna go head to head with the NBA, and you're gonna leave this app on all day, and there's nothing you could do about it. They want to steal from the NBA.
Never looked at it that way, but yes,
That's why they
that
did
is
it.
one way.
They
to
don't
look
want
at it.
you flipping over to the NBA, like flipping channels back and forth. They want you stuck on Netflix and not having a choice.
They want to own.
And guess what?
Yeah, but you know how many people are gonna have double TV'd?
Yeah, I mean, good for them. That sounds like some fucking hood shit on Christmas Day. You're setting up 2 TVs, but
Everybody's with the family. There are multiple screens around, multiple games to be watched.
I want to get invited to Venditti Christmas this year.
Multiple
What about you?
fucking dope smoking going on. Yeah.
Bruce going for a walk with the cousins.
Anyway, it's fucking useless of a statement, but anyway.
Wednesday, December 25th, 1 p.m. Chiefs at Steelers, 4:30. Ravens at Texans.
Ravens Texans is great.
And then on December 26th, we have a Thursday night game, Seahawks at Bears.
Seahawks at Bears. Go Seahawks.
Sunday, December 29th, we open up with Jets at Bills. The 4 o'clock, there's one 4 o'clock game. It's Cowboys at Eagles.
Okay.
Sunday night, Dolphins at Browns.
Oh, hell yeah. The dog pound in the cold. Can't wait to see how fucking McDaniel chokes that game away.
Monday night, Lions at Niners. And then we wrap it up Week 18.
Should be a lot of divisional games here. Should be 16 divisional games by my count.
No times are scheduled yet,
Yeah.
but some divisional matchups that could be impactful. 49ers at Cardinals. Browns at Ravens. Oh, God. Commanders at Cowboys, Week 18. For all the
Cowboys and
fucking
Indians.
marbles.
Cowboys and Indians. Can't beat it.
The Chiefs at Broncos. That one could have some big implications there.
So far, we're 0 for 5.
Vikings at Lions.
0 for 6.
Bears at Packers for that
hell.
last wild card spot.
Hell yeah.
Seahawks at Rams. Bills at Patriots. Dolphins at Jets. Here we go. This one's going to be for all the marbles. Giants at Eagles. Week 18.
What's going on in AFC North that weekend? What are the Browns, Bengals, Ravens, and Steelers?
Bengals at Steelers.
Oh, hell yeah.
And then Browns at Ravens.
Oh, hell yeah.
Texans at Titans. Dog shit. Saints at Bucks. Okay.
Feels like all those divisional games suck at the end of the year.
Yeah, they do. Because I feel like the shittier of the two matchups went
The last week.
18. Yeah. Yeah. Anything stand out to you guys? Lions schedule, primetime games.
You got a lot of primetime games this year. I'm
6.
But,
really
yeah.
surprised they
primetime
got
games
as many
for
as they did.
Yeah.
Um,
And a ton at 4 p.m. I mean, it's
Yeah.
going to be weird because not a lot of them are 1 p.m. games this year. That's kind of wild.
well, no,
Yeah.
yeah. If you have 6 primetimes, and I believe there's at least 2 4 o'clocks.
Yeah, and those are going to be the 4 o'clock
that's-
games are going to be the
Away games, huh?
those are going to be the Tom Brady Fox games.
So you have at least 8 games for the Lions that are not 1 p.m. games.
All of the home games. Well, the Buffalo one's going to be a late one. That's kind of neat. My guess is the Vikings might be too.
That's
Yeah, one of the Viking games will have 4 no.
No, they're both one. The road one is 1 p.m. There's no times attached to the Week 18 games.
Okay.
they
'Cause they-
flex
'cause
and
they
move
flex
and
back and
bullshit.
forth.
Yeah.
Right.
So with that being said, we can break down all this a little bit more next week, but we picked the Lions. You have them losing 4 games.
Yep.
We all have them at 13-4. Outside, you have them going what? 15-2.
High end 15-2, low on the low end 13-4. So the window last year I gave the same window. They fell in between it at 12-5. Should have been 13-4 because they got robbed out of the Cowboy game. But the window is in my opinion 13-4 to 15-2. I think it's somewhere in there.
As the weeks come on a little bit, we need to go through the other teams that we think are going to compete for the NFC, i.e. the Niners, i.e. the Commanders, and see who's going and try and get some playoff seeding down. It is kind of early for that, and it's 9 o'clock at night, so we're not going to go through that. But it's going to be a really exciting year. And yeah, I think that their Lions schedule this year probably not as favorable as last year. But we have higher expectations this year.
It's not as favorable for 2 reasons, but it's still somewhat favorable. 3 reasons. Number 1, you have a first place schedule now, even though I like all their crossover games. I think all of them are winnable for the most part. Number 1. So their 3 crossover games are Bucks, Bills, which are both at home, and then at Dallas. I think they could sweep those games. I think they're going to sweep those games.
Oh, the Dallas one.
No, they're going to fucking win there. They won there last year, and they're going to win again this year.
Yeah, but see, that's worrisome.
And wait, can I show you something real quick? This is the NFC East preview. Look how short that is, the Dallas Cowboys.
Did nothing in the offseason.
They didn't do shit. I didn't do shit. That's what Tim Robinson says. But I don't think Dallas is going to be that good. Number 1. Number 2, the schedule disparity was better last year. It's still pretty good this year.
Yeah.
They have bad games surrounded by good games and vice versa. Number 3, they're cold weather games. They only had 1 cold weather game in the back half of the schedule last year. It was at Chicago. This year they have technically 2 because Green Bay is the first week of December, you said, right?
November.
First week of November. First week of November.
50-50.
First week of November might not be that bad for a
50-50.
4 o'clock game. It's not going to be as bad as the last. Well, no,
December
last year it was
22nd in
warm.
Chicago.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So yeah.
I agree.
It could be the schedule works out for the Lions from from a, a cycle perspective. It's the wrong word, but you get the gist.
You heard it here first. Lions are going 13-4. Do you have anything to add?
Nope.
Anything to add?
No, this was fun. Nice little change of pace. Can't wait
You-
to watch the schedule reveal.
When we get into this season here, when we get into about the second or third week, it should kind of give us a better understanding of what these teams are going through.
That is true.
Because you don't know who's going to come out. I guarantee you this: week one, somebody's going to come out flat and get punched in the mouth.
Yes, there's
Guaranteed.
always one team that.
Are they going to get punched in the mouth, or are
Team
they going to
you
get
think
ass
is gonna
punched?
Win. Huh?
Are they going to get punched in the mouth, or are they going to get their asshole punched?
A combination of both.
Oh my god, coming out of both holes.
You know what? We can go through.
Last year, who was it that came out and got punched in the mouth? Cincinnati?
Well, I think
They lost
City
Burrow.
Chiefs.
Burrow
didn't
wasn't
play.
playing. The Chiefs got punched in the mouth by us.
No, they didn't. No, they didn't.
Okay, what is your definition
The,
of
Lions,
punched
the
in the
Lions
mouth?
won
then?
by a point, dude.
It
Where
doesn't
are we
matter.
going with
It's
that?
punched in the mouth.
They lost.
They lost.
The defending Super Bowl champs.
Wait,
And what
real,
are you saying, dude?
real quick.
The Lions won 9 games the year prior.
Our friend Scott Hansen, who's not our friend yet,
Okay.
broke down the red zone schedule in splits between the late games and early games. Week 1 doesn't matter for me because I'm going to be tailgating downtown that entire fucking day. But week 1 is 8 1 p.m. games, 4 p.m. games. Week 2, 10
1 o'clock.
1 p.m. games, 3 4 p.m. games. Week 3, 7 1 p.m. games, 5 it's a nice split. 5 4 p.m. games. Week 4, 8 1 p.m. games and 4 p.m. games. Week 5, 6 1 p.m., 4 p.m. Week 6, 6 4 p.m., 6 1 p.m., 4 p.m. Week 9 is a good one. Week 8 and 9 have 8 and 9 respectively in the 1 p.m.s. There's some good splits on here is what I'm trying to say. There's some nice splits.
What happens when there's 10 1 o'clock games?
We'll find out.
The-
The
the
Lions are going to be on
Deca
at
box?
time. Yeah,
Box.
yeah,
The Deca box.
yeah. We have a Deca box sighting.
Yeah, but it's gonna be so small you probably won't be able to see.
You'll just get like one player.
It'll remind you of that pecker that you have.
Yeah, Bruce.
Yeah.
Anyways, thank you guys so much for listening to another episode of the Tip Balls Podcast. Make sure to follow our socials, Instagram and Twitter at Tip Balls, TikTok at Tip Balls Podcast. If you are listening to us on Spotify or Apple Music, make sure to check us out on YouTube and remember to subscribe and ring that bell so you get notified when we go live Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, sometimes around 5. But we won't be live on Friday because we have a big fucking interview. But it'll still be out at 5, so go check it out there. Thank you guys so much for watching. You will see us on Friday, but talk to us on Monday.